Alrighty, this week I am transforming my laundry room, taking it from a room that just holds a washer and dryer to an actual functioning room with plenty of storage. I'm doing a laundry room, but regardless of what room you're looking at changing, if you want to add cabinets to it, this is what I recommend. You buy stock cabinets from any home center and then upgrade them. Let me explain. These days, you can buy stock cabinets unfinished cheaper than you can build them from scratch. So what I did was plan out my space by looking first at what was available online or in store. Now this space here is 29.5 inches. So I just made sure a cabinet was available that would fit within it. The cabinet I got was 24 inches. Then down here as well as over here. For this one, I actually tried to find a taller cabinet so that I could store a mop and broom, but none of the stock ones were tall enough. So my workaround was to buy the upper stock cabinet and build a custom lower one for it below. By picking out the upper, that would set the dimensions that I need to build the custom lower one. By the way, remember I put out a tutorial on building simple cabinets. So if you have custom ones to make or just want to build all of yours from scratch, then that is linked for you. For this cabinet here, I could have used a stock cabinet as well, but I wanted to do something special with this space, so I made it custom. Sneak peek, it is a pull-out drawer to hide the laundry hampers. Fancy. The point here is buy what you can off the shelf to save yourself a ton of work. Now let me show you how to take them from basic to higher end. On these cabinets, the sides and back are made from this cheaper material that is a particle board type. It's actually just fine for the sides and back of cabinets. You don't need high-end wood there. But the downside to this is it does not paint nicely. You will never get a smooth looking finish. So what I did was cut a piece of 1/4 inch MDF, which does paint nicely, and attached it to the sides. To make it easy, I cut this panel to be slightly larger on all sides so that I wouldn't have to worry about lining it up perfectly. Then, after it was attached, I used my palm router with a flush trim bit to knock down all sides perfectly flush. The next upgrade, and this is the biggest aesthetic improvement you can make, is taking off all of the door and drawer faces and replacing them with better ones. The doors that come on the cabinets are pretty decent, but I think that the style they chose, like this cut here, makes them look a little dated. Know that there is a company called Front and Center that makes custom door and drawer faces that ship directly to your door. I use this company when updating my kitchen in my parents' house as well as my own. 95% of the look comes from the style and coloring of your doors. So you can use this trick to very quickly upgrade the look of any cabinet, including the stock cheap ones. I personally wanted shaker style, but there are several to choose from. Then, even though they have several colors to pick from, I picked the bare MDF option as I would need to paint the body anyways, and decided to paint everything at the same time. If you wanted a custom color that Front and Center doesn't offer, this is a great option. By the way, I just did a tutorial on how to paint MDF and get perfect results, so check that out if you're painting like me. Oh, and you can get 20% off your order of Front and Center by using the code APRILPAINT at checkout. I'm telling you what guys, this is an amazing service where you take your measurements, the doors and drawers show right up to your door, perfectly cut to size, and the style and coloring you want with the mortises already ready for the hinges to where all you have to do is install them. It is lovely. But moving on to more tips. On some cabinets, the drawer construction is really weak. To keep costs down, they typically just staple or brad the joints together. So a simple improvement is to pre-drill and place one trim head screw on every joint. Trim head screws are these tiny little guys here. Another tip is if you're going to be painting the cabinets, then you can use whatever material you have laying around for the custom ones. You'll notice once I start moving things into my laundry room that the 2 custom ones I made are from walnut ply, which had a big job with a lot of good sized cutoffs behind. So I nabbed them and reused them here. Oh wait, I love a good before and after. Let me back up so I can show you this space as it was. It's actually a great size room, but I've only ever had my washer and dryer in it. And when moving in, I did the easiest thing by putting them closest to their hookups. Fast forward 6 years, and now when I'm thinking of room efficiency, I decided to stack the washer and dryer to lessen the footprint in the space. I also painted the space. My favorite roller for painting walls quickly is this Wagner Easy Roller. You load the paint in a tube, then as you paint, you occasionally squeeze the handle to push more paint into the roller. I'm not even lying, by having a reservoir full of paint, it easily cuts the time in half on how long it takes me to paint. For the installation, I start off by hanging my uppers so that I won't have the lowers in my way. I locate all the studs and then I use cabinet screws. Yes, there are special screws for hanging cabinets to attach the body to the wall. On the lowers, a few things to look at here. One, you can see my outlet is placed just at the wrong height. I have two other outlets in the room and really only need this one for the washer cord. So instead of moving it, I simply cut out a hole for it to poke through. Another thing is the baseboard. Since the entire back wall will have cabinets on it, I removed the entire length. But on the left wall, I made a mark on where the cabinet landed, then only trimmed up to that point. This will allow the cabinet to be installed flush up against the wall. Now to get the power cord from over here over to the outlet, I grabbed a hole saw bit and placed a hole on this one side of the cabinet. Of course, in order for this to work, this cabinet here will need a pathway as well. And on this one, all of the hoses as well as the power cord will need to be chased through it. So I upgraded to the largest hole saw I had on hand to make sure the bundle would fit. Then on the hookup side, I cut corners, literally. Instead of having a small hole and trying to work in tight quarters to get all of those lines connected, I drew a big fat area to cut out with my multi-tool, and it made making these hookups a breeze. And that's a great tip a lot of people don't consider when building cabinets. Everybody wants to make small little holes, but it's the back, it's the inside, you're not gonna see it. Make life easy and go big. Now on the freestanding unit, I switched it up. I started with the lower, and this is because the upper will sit directly on top of it. I again cut out for the baseboard. Ugh, what a great fit. Then also made a cutout for the outlet. Now that stock upper cabinet can sit directly on top. Here I recommend screwing the two cabinets together first before attaching both units to the wall. You'll notice that the stock cabinets have base frames and my custom ones don't. This isn't an issue, but you will need to get two different hinge overlay amounts to compensate for it. All of the front and center doors come with the hinge mortises already counterbored perfectly for you. So all I had to do was pop in the hinges and then screw them into the bodies. Then for my sneaky faux drawer that looks like a drawer with two doors, I crawled inside and screwed these in place while Jacob helped space and hold. Notice that I did this one second. I first installed the door and drawers on the actual cabinet next to it. And this way it sets the spacing, and then this faux one worked off that one. Yeah. Huh, wow, what a difference. I have way more storage now than I even know what to do with. However, I am a firm believer that no matter how much storage there is to start, it will always come a day when it will get filled. Up next, I'm going to be completing the room even further by building a countertop and a matching shelf. And I'm going to put together a tutorial on the sneaky pull-out laundry hamper drawer because I love it. I hope that you picked up some good tips or inspiration from my project, and I will see you on my next one.